And back here live at CRS 2024. Of course, here all day coverage. Day one, it's been Fast and Furious 2. And of course, tomorrow, day two coverage, day three until noon on Friday there. And then, of course, coming up over the weekend, the great remotes coming up tonight, tomorrow, the Doghouse Saloon, and Friday, Show Dog and friends out there at the Wild Beaver Saloon. And the weekend will be kind of just chill and get back to Texas coming up next week, too, as well. And speaking of Texas, we've got a guy named Randall King that we've been endorsed by here on the Backstage Pass, KKTC True Country 99.9. And our friends over there at HighTideCountry.net. She knows a little bit about Randall King, and pleased to welcome her to the show. Brittany Warthan, what's going on?
How are you? Thank you for having me today.
It's been good, man. It's been a Fast and Furious, nice setup, good lighting. So
yeah.
The Wi-Fi will work better. Hopefully tomorrow, cross your fingers on that too. Well, tell me what you got going on too. I mean, obviously, Randall's crazy busy with all the stuff going on out there too. Huge Chiefs fan, so I got to throw that out there too at the same time because
he has made a huge Chiefs fan out of me. It's ridiculous, honestly.
Which is really cool out there. Y'all been to some games in Arrowhead, which is one of my favorite spots to see a game at too.
The energy there's insane.
It's nuts. It is crazy. Well, talk about you as an artist because I want to get into your music and specifically 2024. You got a lot of cool things going on right now too with releases and some live shows and all this. Tell us what brings you here to Nashville. Welcome to CRS.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This is my first CRS ever, so I'm really excited about that. It's been on my bucket list since I started to sing country music. So that honestly is a prayer answered within this journey. But, Nashville, I came to Nashville, I toured the East Coast. I'm originally from Virginia. And I wanted to come out here to really just hone in on the craft of songwriting. And I created my first project within the first 2.5 years being here. And I'm on to the next one now. Last summer, I released No Vacancy, which when I left Virginia, I left a decade of a relationship. And everything I wanted to write, I just wanted it to be super authentic and straight from the heart. And, it's one of those things, I think every artist says it. If you don't feel it, the audience can't feel it. And I believe that my calling is really just to connect with music and help females and even males too, but really just to be a voice of hope for a lot of people. And everyone goes through heartbreak, so that was my first project. And I actually just started, I was in with a session this morning to start figuring out this new project. We'll be releasing some new music this summer, so I'm really excited about that. Shows, all the things. This year is like a year of turning the page for me. I think that I've put in a few years of forming myself as an artist, and now it's time to deliver that to everybody. And yeah.
I want to get your thoughts on this female movement going on right now too with, Lainey and of course Lindsay L. and McBride, Ashley McBride, Carly, all of them just doing their thing out there too, because I really can't remember being this strong since maybe the 90s movement. Faith, Shania, Pam Tillis, all the greats, Terry Clark. What's it mean to you as being a female in this industry?
We never went away. I think it's the shift of the focus that's on females now and giving us a chance. I think it's so easy. For live shows and things, it's a lot of girls go to the shows and the guys follow, and it's so much easier for a guy to grasp that kind of audience. And when a female does it, it's so powerful. It's become a movement because I think a lot of girls are finally starting to be like, hey, I can relate. I grew up in it's the mean girl generation is what I call it, and girls didn't support girls. And now that this movement is happening where it's girls are supporting girls and you don't have to be a mean girl, and it's shifting in the industry too. And for people like me that grew up where it was you never knew if that was a compliment or being bashed, that we've slowly had to learn how to regrasp that and lift each other up again. And I think it's really cool because now within our art we're able to do that and become a girl's girl with our fans. So it's a movement. It's awesome. Lainey is definitely carrying the torch, and a whole bunch of others, Ashley. And there's so much talent out there, and it's really awesome to finally be able to see it in the main spotlight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So talk about it. Again, Randall's been on a hot streak right now with the album, and it's just doing real well with him right now. Seeing him on several performances too, and just the #1 album iTunes country.
That was so cool.
Crazy.
It's been really cool to see. It takes so much hard work, and as an independent artist, for me, it's so much work because you're working every avenue possible, and it's more of a journey, and we have to learn we can't always have everything together all the time. We have to take and balance our focus. And it's the same for signed artists too. Like I watch that guy in and out, try to work every single avenue as well, and it's a lot. Especially the further you get and the bigger your platform is, the more work you have to do.
Sure, no doubt about it too, no doubt. And when you look at a song like "When My Baby's in Boots" and how that is personifying country music to its core, bringing it back to 90s country, there's that hunger and thirst for it, and he's really infused that into the game again, because I mean, right there near Lubbock, Texas, where I'm there, Beaumont down there, and just growing up, the way he kind of knew the path of what he wanted to do. And then, 2017, 16, that endorsement of Garth Brooks was a big thing, and then just to see him come out with his first album was fantastic, and the ride, and I think that's an important part for the industry, is that 90s sound coming back.
It is, I think we all really grasp that, because, man, that's what country music was built on. Like, you have like the real, authentic, the instrumentation of it all. It was all just like black and white. And I think a lot of us, it's nice to get back to that. Not everything is just created on a computer.
As we've seen today.
And it's cool. Like music is how we express ourselves. And I think just as much as pushing buttons on a computer and creating the pop elements to country, I will never bash that, because that also, it takes talent no matter what to put a song together. I think it's just we know what country came from, and our generation growing up with 90s country, we gravitate towards that, and there's a level of respect there, because the people that carved the way for us as children becoming passionate about country music, you look up to that. This generation coming up now, that is the younger generation, their outlook may be different, because what they've seen to decide what genre they want to sing or become an artist through, like, it's the same thing. So I think it's really cool to see it go back to that, because that's where most of us thrive from.
I love it too. Like I said, you got Shenandoah was here today, no doubt. And of course, that big song they had, of course, 2 Dozen Roses, Luke Combs bringing it back to life. Collaborations, that collaboration is becoming a huge thing.
So cool.
In the industry now. Good to see him. And you know what? Good to see you too. And I can't wait to do this in a full 30-minute length video, her playing a song or two or something. Appreciate you coming by, and enjoy the rest of CRS week.
Thank you so much.
Brittany Warthan here. The backstage pass rolls on here. We got one more, something like that, somewhere in there. I know Priscilla Block's coming by, and of course a few others we're going to do. Then we're headed over to the Doghouse in a little bit too, coming up tonight 6 to 10, live with our friends at MC1 Nashville up there in the green room the next 2 nights, and then Show Dog and Friends Friday night at the Wild Beaver Saloon there. Looking forward to that too. Benefiting, of course, Toby Keith out there, the late great Toby Keith, and a fundraiser for childhood cancer in the OK Kids Corral. So come on by, make donations, say hi. We'll have a silent auction, drinks, and a whole lot of fun out there too. It's KKTC True Country 99.9, and of course our friends at HighTideCountry.net. Back in a flash. See you soon. CRS 2024 rolls on.